How many of you spent this past weekend picking up all of your Christmas and holiday decorations, putting them away? And did it seem as if you had more stuff and less space to stuff it in? Just take a look at this. Does this look familiar? Well, you're not alone. And in fact, this scenario has so many people resolving to get better organized in the new year. It's a great goal, but also a daunting one, especially if you've lived in your home for many years. So where do you start? My first guest can certainly help. Birdie Brennan is a professional organizer, and she can do the hard work by finding solutions that work for you. Birdie, welcome back. You got your hands full in this new year.
Yes, yes.
When people call you and they say they want to get organized, what do they mean by that?
They want help, but there's no typical answer, no typical client. What they want more than anything is control over their time and their space. So they know getting organized will help them do that.
And I bet there's a lot of stress involved there too, because they can't find what they're looking for, or they see this mound of stuff and it's stressful to them.
The average person spends an hour a day looking for misplaced items.
Seriously?
Truly. So you can see how getting organized can save you time, can save you money, and can lower those stress levels.
And why do people usually pick now as that time that they're going to start to get organized? New year, fresh start?
Fresh start. Life is so crazy busy. Their life is full, their house is full, their car is full, their office is full, and I think it's a time of reflection. So when they think back of the last year and think of goals for this year, they just want a simpler life.
How do you get started with this with someone? Where do you begin? Because obviously when I look at some of these pictures, I'd rather run in the other direction than start to dig in and say, how am I going to solve this problem?
Well, if you're working with me, we start with what bugs you the most, and we just do consistent time frames. If you're working by yourself, you want to start really small so that you set yourself up for success and you want to keep going.
We have some before and after pictures, and when you say you start in more of a bigger picture with people than the smaller picture?
Yes.
Because you want to see where you're going to end up.
We can work together in a little bit longer time frame because I can keep you focused and keep you on track. It's all about decisions. You know, the client makes all the decisions.
It's almost like you're an organizational coach for these folks.
Absolutely. We are a coach because we don't make any of the decisions. We just know the questions to ask them. So
how do you get people to purge then? Because obviously in some of these situations, before you can even get organized, some stuff's got to go. And it's hard for people to let go.
It is hard for people to let go, but if they've called us, usually they're ready for a change. So that helps. But asking them the right questions. You know, are they holding on to it just because they never had time to even think about it? Do you still love it? Do you use it? You want your home to be comfortable and welcoming and full of those things. Everything else is clutter.
Then once you get rid of the clutter, then you start that organizing. And we have some pictures, and we've been looking at different ways that you help folks organize. Then you decide what system's going to work best for this person in that situation?
Right, right. That old saying, give everything a home, everything in its place, is true. You know, when everything has a home, it's really easy to maintain. Even if you have a crazy busy week, if everything has a home, once things calm down, you can put things away. So working with an organizer, we know what products are out there. We know where you can get them at a good price. So we can see your space, see what you have left, and suggest the right product for you.
But I wouldn't think it's just all about the product. It still has to be about starting that whole mindset of getting organized and then staying that way. How do you convince an entire family to do that? Because isn't it hard to get kids? Once you're organized, there's parts of the family that may be better at it than others.
Well, and some that want it more than others.
Oh, true, true.
So we can only work with the person that wants it. And my hope is that once the other people see the spaces and the less stress in the morning getting ready, that it'll rub off on them.
Then going forward, you come into the home, you talk with people, you coach them, you get everything looking good. How do they keep it that way?
A couple of things. If you give everything a home, then it makes it easy to maintain. But there has to be a little discipline. You know, you can't do the same thing and expect different results. Everybody's heard that. So you do, when you leave a space, take 5 or 10 minutes and put things away. That way, when you come back, it's really welcoming and it feels good. and it's easy to maintain that way.
You know, I once heard someone say, once you put down a piece of paper, you've started a pile. So that's just something to remember. You're right, you have to change some of those habits too, and you can help people do that.
Absolutely, putting systems in place.
Birdie, thank you. Great stuff. Nice to talk with you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.